Okay, so today we're working on lesson 93. We're actually finding probabilities today. So the definition of probability is what you're looking for, your desired outcome, and you divide that by the total possibilities. So before we continue, I'm going to take this data that I have and add some things. All right, so let's look at probability one. Consider, or exercise number one, consider the data below, which shows the result of a survey where students were asked the questions, do you have at least one household member that smokes? And do you have asthma? So the data is already in the table. What I just did was I added total columns. You could just write the totals on the outside, but I just wanted to have my boxes. So this first column, first row, student indicates he or she has asthma. So we have 113 plus 70. That gives us a total of 183 students say they have asthma. Now the next one is student indicates that they do not have asthma. So we have 282 plus 473. So that is 755 students do not have asthma. Now when I add my columns, at least one household member smokes. So 113 plus 282, and you get 395. And then no household members smoke, 40 plus 473, 543. Now, either way you add this, 395 plus 543, you get 938. And then if you do 183 plus 755, you get the same thing. Let me clean this up a little bit. I don't know why that thing's highlighted. Probably got touched when it was a Microsoft Word. So now what we're going to do is using this table, we're going to find probabilities. One thing. What's the probability that a randomly selected student has at least one household member that smokes? So it says probability at least one household member smokes. So when you write this, you put P, that means probability, and then whatever you're looking for goes in here. I'm going to abbreviate this stuff soon, but for now, I'll write this out. So we have how many smoke. Okay, so that's this column right here. So we have 395, and we divide by the total, 938. So 395 divided by 938, our directions say round to the nearest thousandth. So it's 0.421. So our probability is 0.421. Instead of P smokes, I could have also written it like, I could say this is S, this is not S. I could say A for asthma and not A. I think I might do that. It'll be easier in the long run. So now part B. It says, what is the probability a randomly selected student does not have asthma? So that would be not asthma. So here I'm going to do probability not asthma. So that's row 2. 755 students do not have asthma divided by 938. And that gives us 0.805. So let's do C now. And just to save your eyes and my sanity, I'm not going to keep going up and down to look at the table. So make sure you reference that table that's completed on the top of your page. Part C, what is the probability that a randomly selected student has a household member that smokes and has asthma? So I could say probability smokes and asthma. Actually, I say I'm not going to move it up, but now I am. So after this one, I won't. Let's see. Smokes. Dogs. So we have 113 is both. So we have 113 is both over 938. So that probability is 0.120. So now you try D. What is the probability a randomly selected student has a household member that smokes and does not have asthma? Probability smoke and not asthma. Give that a try. So our total is still over 938. So if you find the intersection of smoking and not asthma, it's 282. And 282 divided by 938 gives you 0.301. Letter E, what's the probability a randomly selected student has a household member, notice the copy paste, that smokes or has asthma? So we can say probability smokes or asthma. You can also write that out in words. So we have a total, I'm going to put on the bottom, is 938. When you have an or statement, you need to do that. You need to add the number of each, so smoke plus asthma, and then you have to subtract the both. Otherwise, you're double dipping. So the number of total smokers is 395. And asthma, that total is 183. Now you need to find the intersection of smoking and asthma, which is 113. So we're going to subtract that. Whoops. So when you put that in your calculator, you can add up the total on top and divide by 938. You get, I'm running out of space, 0.496. And letter F. What is the probability a randomly selected student does not have a household member that smokes? So probability not have a household member that smokes or has asthma. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to divide by 938, just putting that there. That's my total. Now I'm going to pause my video because my dogs are going crazy. You try to fill in the top. So the number of members that have, or students that have a household member that smokes, 543. Asthma is 182. Wait, 183 minus 70. Add those up, divide by 938, and I have 0.697. Check my work though on that. I might have used that wrong number.